Hey everyone, welcome to the Electric Supercar channel. Today we are going to be installing an electric parking brake on the Nissan 300ZX. It seems that most modern vehicles have electronic parking brakes these days. If you're looking to update your build to electronic parking brakes, I'm going to show you in this episode how we do all that. So first you're going to need a caliper that is compatible with electronic parking brake. So here I have the Tesla, which already has an electronic parking brake. We just need to be able to control it. There are several aftermarket solutions like Willwood, but you can also just use a Tesla which has electronic parking brakes. So this one's got one. My previous build with the blue car with Watson also has one. All right, so here on the blue car, you can see there's actually the standard caliper and it's got a separate caliper for the parking brake. So this one is what I did for this car. The Tesla Model 3 has it built into the caliper itself. So even though this car had a perfectly operational handbrake, the customer wanted an electronic parking brake. So that's what we're gonna give them. So let's show you what we got. LED colored button. So essentially you got some wires, a controller, a button, and some connectors. These are the control wires for the electronic parking brake for the Tesla Model 3 Performance. So this is what I got in the kit and it does not match. So apparently you can't just say I need a Model 3, you need to say I need a Model 3 Performance. All right, so I had to order and get some new ones. These ones look like they should fit a lot better. So these are basically the same, so this one should just plug in right here. So we'll go ahead and wire this one up. Bingo, nice. All right, just like that, we are ready to go again. Oh, there we go. Can you even see anything? Today we have a home EV charger. So it's got a really thin, flexible cable, which is great. This has a rugged, durable handle. This has just got 2 holes for the mounting, should be really easy. That works really well. All right, so the installation's really quick. Power it up for the first time. I like how flexible these cables are. There it goes. Like most at-home EV chargers, we've got an app. So we're gonna go ahead and add, enable, okay, add. Okay, so I think it's found it and everything. All right, such is the fate in winter. The supercar gets delegated to garage duty. All right, so this is always the test. See if it can stretch from the first garage all the way to the 3rd garage. And in theory, we just push start and it should start charging. Oh, I heard a click. You can see now that we're charging, we're up to 11 amps. That is the max that my onboard charger will do. And then also on here, we've got things like the charging speed. So you can go all the way up to 40 amps and you've got great resolution. Wow, all the way down to 6 amps. So that's a lot of good resolution. Again, you can do schedule. So you can program, we can just say, hey, we're just gonna do Fridays our charging day. You can tell it what time to start, what time to stop. And this really allows you to charge during non-peak hours. All right, and you also have the auto start. So that's like kind of plug and play where you just plug it in and it starts automatically. Right now that's turned off. It also comes with RFID cards. It also has a phone key so you can access it with your phone as well. All right, it's only been going for about 5 minutes, but we're gonna go ahead and stop it. So you heard it stop and we are off now. So it does come with 2 RFID cards. So it's already plugged in. We're just gonna tap it and make sure it starts charging. So you can see it started and we are slowly ramping up to our charging current. We're gonna do the last charging mode, access, we're gonna do the auto starts. That's kind of like plug and play. I think most people would do this if they're just charging at home. Click. So you can see it's just started and it's ramping up. Isn't that home charger from Elec? If you're interested in something like this, I'll leave a link in the video description below. All right, we've got the cables attached. We're just bringing them over here. This is my new temporary workstation. We're just gonna put some metal ferrules on so we can get some good connections to the board. hate it when I make mistakes. All right, I am eventually gonna set this up for like a handbrake lever, but for now we've got this button. It'll give us some colors and readouts. We're gonna go ahead and attach the button. And then the last three are power, ground, like always on power, ground, and then switched power. Okay, getting close. So now we just need power, ground, and switched power. All right, so these sets of wires are just temporary because we're not quite sure where this is gonna live yet, and not sure where we want buttons and where the power is gonna come from and stuff. For right now, we're just kind of doing this as a bench test. All right, so for these connectors, it turns out that they don't, the company that supplies this kit doesn't work with these very much. So they weren't exactly sure which side was supposed to be red or black anyway. They did say that they believed the flat side was red. So we're gonna go that way. We're gonna say this flat side is red for both of them and give it a try. All right, I don't know that I ever looked or tried, but it's locked. So the brakes are on right now. We're about to try it. So we're gonna plug in the system and see if we can make it work. So one other thing about this controller, I think I accidentally ordered the wrong board. So they have two different types. One is for the push button, the other is for a handbrake. And so I want the one for the handbrake. So it's gonna take a couple days, but for you guys, it'll just take a few seconds. Again, this is just temporary wiring, but we do have, I guess I gotta go plug these in. That wouldn't do anything. So I'll plug these into the calipers, but these ones are the calipers. This is kind of the 12 volt stuff, and then this is the button. So we'll just try it out real quick. So this is locked right now, and the button down here is red. All right, so it's green now. So I've got the board that is like for the handbrake. So basically this should always be pressed, not like a momentary switch. But right now it's green. And it's locked. Turns out I was just really weak. So it is free to move. So it wants it to be held down. So it's kind of like, again, if your handbrake's just kind of constantly pushing the button. And then when you take it off, it opens up. All right, so I've got a momentary switch. I believe this is the normally closed one that we need. So we're just soldering up two wires. All right, so that's what we want. So it's normally closed. When it's pressed, then it's open. Okay, so I've wired up the new switch. I think this one should still show color. Nothing else has changed. Okay, so it's showing red right now. Huh. Whoa. So that's what we want. So that's locked. And then that's unlocked. Cool, cool. So I disassembled this part. It actually already has a switch of sorts, and I believe this is to kind of get the dash indicator that says, hey, your brake's on. So I'm actually wondering if I can use that. So I'm gonna get my multimeter out, see if I can get these wires and figure out how it's wired, if we can use that signal, or if we just need to add like another tab and mount our switch on this. For the time being, I think this might work. I've just got some probes here going to the both sides of the switch, and then I've got those going to the board. So I'm going to give this a quick try and see if we can just use the existing switch that's in the car. So it says it's currently in park. So then it's free. And I think that works exactly how we want it to. So currently the button is red. These are not moving, and the gear shift is up. If I go down, button is green. These guys can move. So all I need to do is get a couple wires going to the various parts of the circuit there, and I think we're good to go. All right, so I'm gonna use this one. I think this is normally for like a fuse. This one should go really well, kind of right on that contact there. Then the other one, I just need to kind of go anywhere on this thing. All right, I'm just gonna use this right here to do the other connection. All right, we're gonna try this again. So basically I've now just wired my switches or my switch wires to the park brake itself. Let's see if this works. So that's like locked. Oh yeah. Let's go for unlocked. That is so awesome. All right, so I put one on right there. I also added a little bit of epoxy, and then the other one's here. So they shouldn't go anywhere. I just need to put all that stuff back on, clear all this out, probably reroute the wires, find a better place for the board, and we'll call it a day. All right, so now that we've confirmed that everything works, I think I'm actually gonna bring the cables in right through here since we don't need this anymore. So I'm gonna take that off and fish the other cables through. All right, so the cables that are coming off the calipers, I've already got a few cable clamps and things. I'll probably just route them up and find their way to the middle. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right, so on both sides we've got the cables coming out of the calipers up to some cable clamps routing around. The same thing on this side. And so they're coming out, having them come up through there. That's where the original park brake was. So I'm gonna design something real quick that we can put there that allow the cables to go through and seal as well. All right, I did a quick design and printed this out. So it's just 3D printed just to confirm we've got the right dimensions. Assuming it's the right dimensions, I've got some rubber sheeting here. I'll just cut out kind of a similar shape so we can get a nice seal against the weather and any kind of road debris. So that will work great. Again, if I have a rubber sheet under there, I'll just cut a little slit for these guys to come through. And that should be pretty weather tight. I may also do a grommet as well. I found a skee ball coupon, good anytime. All right, so we got things put back together a little bit. So we're gonna try it out. This is kind of the first time with everything back as it will be in the final version. Parking brakes on. Parking brakes off, that's awesome. So that is a great system. It works with Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model S, and probably some other cars, but those are the ones that it's known to work with. If you're interested in something like this, I'll leave a link in the video description below. But that'll do it for this time. See you next time. Today, we're gonna be installing is it parking brake? What are we calling these? The other thing is I inadvertently put the red and black wires on opposite ends for the two connectors. Today we're going to be